Alright, here we are again. It's me, No Arrows. Today I'm reviewing Descender by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. And this is an Image comic, and it's a sci-fi story. And Image has a lot of sci-fi comics these days. It used to be that it was really hard to find a sci-fi comic. There was just nothing in the genre coming out. But now they're everywhere. Saga really opened the doors for this kind of story, I guess, and I'm really happy about that because I really like sci-fi. But even though you're spoiled for choice in regards to this genre, Descender is, in my opinion, a pretty good comic that stands out from the pack. It's set in this space opera setting with this coalition of races, and these gigantic robots called the Harvesters show up one day, and they just destroy all this stuff. They they bring about this mass destruction. And then they just take off, I mean, there's nothing these races, which includes the humans, can do about these harvesters. All they can really do is just wait until it's over, and then once it's over, the harvesters, they just take off. And now the known universe, or these known races, we could call them, are they're trying to prepare, and they're trying to just rebuild their society, and just wait and see if these harvesters come back and attack again. And so what they do is they ban robots, and but after they do so pretty much all robots are just purged, or they're disposed of in one way or another. But they discover that this one particular make of robot, or line of robots, is extremely similar to the harvesters, and they see the connection there, and so the line of robots are these human companion androids, and they've all been destroyed except for one, and so the coalition sends out these people to, or I guess, yeah, I don't know if it's the entire coalition. It might just be one planet acting on their own, but somebody is sent to retrieve this little robot. It's this little kid here named Tim 21, and to retrieve him and study him, and hopefully unlock clues that can help fight the harvesters, or help us understand the harvesters a little better. And it's a pretty good setup, good story, and it serves as the basis for some neat adventures in this first volume. And it kind of it's a nice conflict that kind of makes you want to read more. It's a clearly established story that is gonna end, and it feels like there's an ending in mind for it already. Characters are really good. You've got this doctor guy. That's him there, except he's younger here. This is a flashback right now. This doctor guy named Nguyen, and then there's a woman named Telsa, and then this other guy named Tulin. I forgot his name already. And then there's this robot named Driller, who's a mining robot, and It's a nice cast, of likable and interesting characters. And I got to the end of the book without talking about Nguyen's art, which is very nice as usual. If you never read any comics by him, he has this really very lush watercolor style. I don't know how he does it. I mean, I'm assuming it's like, I mean, it looks like real watercolor, but I mean, that would be a lot of work. I don't know how he could do that. But either way, it looks very nice. And yeah, overall, solid comic. The one thing about these painterly art styles, is that the panels, the images, they feel very static. It's like the same problem you get with somebody like Alex Ross or whatever, but I mean, it's very nice to look at regardless. But that's a small complaint I have with a lot of similar artists. And I'm definitely not complaining too much, because the book does look very nice, and I would consider the art a highlight of it. And in fact, when it comes to scoring this book, if the art wasn't as good, I would probably give it a 7. But I feel like Nguyen's art really sets the mood, really helps the book along in a big way, and pushes it to an 8. I mean, this is just an all-around solid comic, good sci-fi. I mean, if you're, like I was saying earlier, there are a lot of sci-fi comics out there, but this one rises to the top. And I mean, if you've got room on your pull list or whatever for another sci-fi comic, maybe you dropped Saga because it's getting kind of dumb lately. Make room for Descender. I mean, this is one you should think about for sure. Especially if you like robots, you like kind of classic styled stories. It's got a young protagonist, which is interesting. Very very classic feel with that dynamic. But anyways, good comic. Definitely read it.